The best of money matters. Wealth Tracker.
Welcome to the Wealth Tracker. I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, with 1.4 billion adults still unbanked globally and billions of people depending on costly remittances, the PayFi model is offering a groundbreaking alternative. The PayFi model, which combines DeFi with everyday spending, is not only a way to reduce transaction costs, but also an innovative way to democratize financial access. That's according to the latest PayFi report by Foresight Ventures and Bitget wallet, which offers a bold look at how blockchain technology is disrupting these outdated systems. So what are the broader implications of the PayFi model, and how are crypto wallets becoming an essential tool for managing personal finance? Well, to find out more, joining me now is Alice Lee, who is the head of North America for Foresight Ventures. Alice, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's very exciting to talk about this topic here with you guys.
So let's dive right into it. Now, Alice, the PayFi report outlines a shift in how blockchain technology is addressing the inefficiencies of, traditional finance. How is blockchain transforming the current financial landscape, especially in terms of cross-border payments?
Yeah, to start with, if you have ever sort of started any cross-border payment before, you will find out that, traditional banking rails is very slow. Takes days to receive and send the payment. Sometimes you get refunded even. And it's sometimes expensive because for every dollar you spend, either customers or merchants need to pay for bank, pay for card issuing organizations. And if you're going cross-border payments, you even need to pay for FX spreads. And also, for traditional finance infrastructure, it's not like everybody has the access to it. A lot of places in Southeast Asia, a lot of places like Africa, Latin America, people don't have banks. They don't have banking accounts. So crypto has become an alternative way for them to get access to those financial infrastructures. So for cross-border finance particularly, I would say crypto, especially a crypto wallet, makes it more accessible because it's much easier to access financial accounts for saving and spending in the rural areas. And just click on your phone or just open it, and then you can open a wallet. You don't need to submit any materials to the bank and wait for them to KYC and submit your application, anything. And then secondly, I think the crypto payment makes the cross-border payment more permissionless, and then it gives it more liquidity because it's easy to swap between all kinds of digital currencies instead of real currencies. As that, you don't need to really ask the bank or ask Visa, MasterCards, and local governments for permission to swap any currencies. And especially it's easier when you need to move funds across border. You just click and then, your transaction will be settled within seconds. And also it's low cost because blockchain transaction bypass all the traditional banking rails. So everything's on chain. You don't need to pay really high fees to banks, to card issuing organizations, and that results in a lower FX spreads and a lower transaction fees. Right. And also I can give you some data. So for global remittance, usually it could result in an average of 6.6% fee. Sometimes it's as high as 8% in Africa, but through crypto, these fees can be reduced to as little as $2. And also, last thing is, I think crypto can settle all those transactions 24 hours. So that means you don't need to worry about if the bank is closed, if they are out of office hours, if they are in public holidays, you gotta wait. Every transaction in crypto, it could be done within a few seconds, because we have validators working 24 hours all around the world.
So what are some of the major inefficiencies in traditional finance that blockchain is solving?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the inefficiencies as in it's slow, it's expensive, and also it's not accessible to everyone for traditional finance. And that's why crypto is trying to bridge the gap, especially in those underbanked regions like Southeast Asia, like Africa, Latin America.
Okay, I see. Well, according to the report as well, blockchain solutions like Ethereum Layer 2 are reducing transaction fees significantly. So Alice, what impact does this have on consumers, especially in emerging markets?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I think for those layer 2s, right now it's drastically bringing down the fees. Now it's $2, but some of the layer twos that we talk to, it could be as low as a few cents for the sequencer fees. So it's very, very cheap to finish any transactions. And I think right now, what we're seeing in the market as investors is not just about the innovations in layer twos. There are also a lot of innovative payment-specific layer ones that have very, very unique tech that's like specifically built for payment use cases. And that's why we're very bullish in a lot of those layer ones and layer twos right now.
Then how does PayFi work to bridge the gap between on-chain profits and real-world spending? And why is this significant for users globally?
I think PayFi is closing the loop between earning and spending. So once user deposit the crypto into their wallets, in crypto, we call it staking. So on average, a DeFi protocol can bring this user around 5 to 8% of annualized return on the staked assets, which is a lot higher than your savings account in the banking system. And this income can actually immediately be used for your real world expenses like bills, purchases, or even remittance. And there's no withdrawal delays and manual steps required. You can basically just withdraw permissionlessly. So yeah, that's why at Foresight, we're backing the infrastructure that actually can make the financial system truly borderless and inclusive.
Right. Well, millennials and Gen Z, they are leading the charge in adopting crypto, especially in emerging markets. So, Alice, what specific behaviors are driving these generations to embrace crypto, and how does this change the traditional finance, landscape?
It's actually a very great question because Bitget just recently published, no, they haven't published the report yet, but I was reviewing the report for them. So they actually done a very interesting survey for the millennials about the behavior and then what would they use with Bitget wallet, right? And then so the conclusion is for millennials and Gen Zs in emerging markets, crypto isn't just an investment, or people are not just buying some NFT or meme tokens with crypto wallets. It has become a form of economic agency. So in our report, we have already interviewed 5,000 Gen Z users, and almost all of them are interested in using crypto for not just trading, but also for everyday spending, like for online shopping, for gaming, buying coffee or grocery. Especially, it comes as a surprise that for millennials in Asia, they're not just using crypto to, book plane ticket or book hotels as we presumed they would use it for. Nearly 40% of them said that they would be interested in using crypto to buy electronic products like your laptop or even to top up for video games. So that's a really interesting trend that we're seeing.
So it looks like stablecoins like USDT and USDC are key components of the PayFi model. So how do these stablecoins enable users to bypass, local currency restrictions? And why is this especially important in regions like Africa and Southeast Asia?
If you look at the World Bank's data, around 1.7 billion adults globally remain underbanked because the lack of banking infrastructure in those rural places. Also, people living there don't really have any credit history for banks to run the KYC, so it's very risky to give them banking accounts. That's why they can't use online payments. They can't pay with debit cards, crypto debit cards, credit cards, and every transaction is done by cash. But they could actually get access to financial systems through the crypto rails because crypto is permissionless. You don't need to submit any materials. You just click on your phone and then you can open up a financial account. So in those regions, crypto wallets aren't just a matter of convenience. They're actually their financial lifelines. And another thing is that a lot of the countries and residents, they're using the crypto wallets to access US dollar, especially in places like Latam. Their currency could inflate very fast. And then also the local authorities put a lot of capital controls to prevent the outflow of their local currency. So they want to stock up US dollars to hedge against the inflation risk, but they cannot because it's limited quota. So if you're a local business or a local residence there, you want to get more US dollar, you need to go to the bank, file in a lot of forms, and then wait for at least 3 days for them to make a decision whether you can get the US dollar or not. by then your FX will already change. But if you want the US dollar a lot, you could, also find a black market that can help you exchange that. But that will charge you another 10% of premium. So we talked to a lot of companies in those underdeveloped regions, and then we found that cryptocurrency is actually very good way for them to access to US dollar. So they use USDT or USDC. And the premium that they charge is less than the black market for sure. They could charge for only 2 to 3%, which is also a good margin for the local liquidity provider already, and also a good price for the local businesses and local residents.
Right. And we're almost out of time here, Alice, but very quickly, crypto wallets, they have evolved from simple storage tools to multifunctional platforms. So what role do wallets like Bitget Wallet play in, shaping the future of personal finance?
Yeah, it's a good question. We actually invested in Bitget Wallet back in 2021 when the team was small, and then we helped them expand ever since. Now it's one of the largest crypto wallets in Asia. So we see Bitget Wallet not just a crypto app, but more like a financial gateway to billions of normal users to crypto. So we will make it easy for users to on and off ramp their money to crypto. And then second, for the on-chain part, we can provide them with a lot of on-chain yield product, borrowing, lending, swap, and trading. And for the off-chain part, this is something that we're working on very closely these days. We want our user to use Bitget Wallet as a payment method. So if you're buying a t-shirt on Lazada, you can actually click on buy with Bitget Wallet in the future and pay directly with crypto. And for merchants, they can also come to us and have an enterprise account with us. So they can receive the crypto payments, and then we can help them off-ramp to fiat instead in the future. And we see Bitget Wallet as more like a financial gateway, just as WeChat and Alipay does in traditional finance.
Great. That's some great insights from you there. Well, thank you so much, Alice, for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. That was Alice Lee, who is the head of North America for Foresight Ventures. This has been the Wealth Tracker with me, Hongbin Jeong.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.